chair is aligned properly. Thank you. You may now take your seats. Secretary, who's absent for today? Very good. Before we start our discussion today, we will have an activity named Jigsaw Puzzle. Are you familiar with the Jigsaw Puzzle? Very good. Okay, before we start, I will divide you into 4 groups. The first line will be the first group, the second line will be the second group, the third line will be the third group, the fourth line will be the last group. Is that clear? Very good. So I have here a pictures and a words which is already cut into pieces that every group will be assigned. The group 1 will have the pictures and the group 2 will have the words. You are going to do this in the board and you have 3 minutes to assemble this one. Understand? Very good. Any questions? Okay, your time starts now. Okay class, time is up. You may now take your seats. So how is the activity? Very good. Okay, let's see what words and picture that comes out. So the group 1 and group 2 assembled the words gravity and fraction. Very good, group 1 and group 2. That's correct. And the group 3 and group 4 assembled the pictures of a child throwing a ball and a man pulling an object which is a boat. Good job, group 3 and group 4. That's correct. Okay, let's give ourselves 3 claps. All of you will have 10 points for getting the correct answers. And later on, you will find out what are the 2 words and pictures all about. And now, I have here
here a ball and I want you to throw this one. Okay, Tina? Can you please come here in front and throw this ball upward? Thank you, Tina. You may now take your seat. Okay, why do you think that the ball falls when Tina throw it upward? Please, Hara. Very good, because the ball is heavy. And now, April, can you please come here in front? So, Aramina, why do you think April did not slip in the floor when she walked here? Very good, because the floor is not slippery. Thank you, Aramina and April. You may now take your seats. Okay, your answers are all correct, but there are the main reasons why the ball fell and why April did not slip. And we will find out that later.
And now, we will start our discussion for today. Class, can you please read the words in the board? Okay, thank you. But, what do you think is the missing word after the words gravity and friction? Yes, Lay. Very good. The missing word is force. Class, our topic for today is about gravity and friction force. But before we start, I have here a short video about gravity and friction force. And I want you to watch and observe very well. Understand? Okay.
Friction. Why is it difficult to pull a boat on the beach than on the sea? Hey, you will find it difficult to pull a boat on the beach. Pull it on the sea. There it will be quite easy.
Indeed, why not?
Fine, don't listen.
Oh, I'm so tired.
At least now try to pull a boat on the sea. It is quite easy. Right?
Yippee!
Do you know why? This is because of friction. Friction is the force which opposes the motion of an object. It always acts in the direction opposite to the direction of motion. The amount of friction depends upon the texture of an object and the surface on which it is being moved. Rough textures or surfaces offer greater friction as compared to smooth textures or surfaces.
Arg! Do you want to say that my brand new boat has a rough texture?
No. Even though the texture of the boat is almost smooth, the small particles of sand present on beach form a rough surface. Hence, when we pull the boat on beach, the sand particles offer greater friction and oppose the motion of the boat, thus making it difficult to move the boat on the beach. However, the sea being a liquid forms a smooth surface. Hence, when we pull the boat on sea, it offers less friction, thus making it comparatively less difficult to pull the boat on sea.
Sometime. Arg! Now, just wait and watch. I'm coming. It's pointless. No matter how...
Class, what have you noticed in the video? Anyone? Oh, don't answer my chorus. Just raise your hands. Okay, Shane. Very good. Anything else? Tina?
Very good. In other words, it's all about the presence of gravity and friction. And now, class, let's now start our discussion with gravity. So, gravity is what keeps you on the ground and what makes things fall. Okay, Kate, can you please read the first sentence? Thank you, Kate. You may now take your seat. So, meaning, gravity is a force that pulls any objects towards the ground, just like what Tina did earlier, in which the ball that she throws upward goes down due to the presence of gravity that pulls the ball towards the ground. Okay, class, are you familiar with Sir Isaac Newton? Okay, Sir Isaac Newton was the scientist who discovered the principle of gravity. And now, Aramina, can you please read the second sentence? Thank you. You may now take your seat. So, it means that anything that has mass has gravity. And the more mass, the more gravitational pull an object has. For example, a man and a woman lifting a box. Okay, class, what have you noticed in the picture? Okay, Hara? Yes, very good. There is more gravitational pull of the box that is lifted by the man because it has the greater mass. And when we talk about mass, it is the amount of matter or substance that makes up an object, which can be measured by grams or kilograms. And as what you have noticed, the box that is lifted by the woman is lighter than the other because it has the lesser mass and gravitational pull. Understand? Okay, very good. Okay, class, take note that gravity is a non-contact force, meaning it is a non-contact force since the bodies themselves or the objects are not directly touching each other. Okay, Kate, can you give me one example of gravity? Yes, an apple falling from a tree. Class, any questions? Okay, so now we will proceed to friction. Lei, can you please read the first sentence? Okay, thank you. So in other words, friction is a force that opposes the motion of any surfaces that are in contact. As you can see in the picture, the direction of the moving object is to the right direction, and there is friction that opposes the motion. Understand, class? Okay. Take note that friction is a contact force that results when two bodies or objects is in direct contact or touching each other. Understand, class? Okay. Take note that friction is a contact force that results when two bodies or objects is in direct contact or touching one another. Okay? Shin, can you please read the next sentence? Okay, thank you. So, on the other hand, friction is a force that holds back the movement of a sliding object where it usually makes the motion to slow down. Just like what you see in the picture, there is friction acted upon the wheels. That's why it's hard for the woman to pull the cart. And also, the amount of friction depends on the materials in which the two surfaces are made. The rougher the surface, the more friction is produced. So, friction is a force that acts to stop the movement of the two touching pins. Again, Tina, what is friction? Okay, very good. And now, class, what do you see in the picture? Without friction between your shoes and the ground, you cannot walk properly. And if there is no friction, all of us will be sliding around without any control of ourselves. Because by walking, you are pushing your foot backward as you try to step forward. Understand, class? Okay, so who else can give another example of friction? Sheila. Very good. So, how does friction and gravity work? Any idea? Okay, friction is a force that slows down the movement of a moving object, and gravity is a force that pulls two objects towards each other, which makes an object that we toss in the air fall on the ground. How does gravity and friction affect the movement of the motion of the object? Kate? Very good. Friction and gravity are forces that are present in the activities that we do and the things that we use. And it affects every activity that we do, from walking to running, holding a glass, and many more. It also keeps the cars slipping off roads, and it helps certain machineries to function properly. Friction and gravity helps us in our daily lives. Any questions? Okay, do you understand now the gravity and friction? Very good. I'm glad that you understand our lesson for today. Okay, class, are you ready for an activity? Okay, very good. And now, I have here an instructional materials. And there are different pictures which are examples and not examples of gravity and friction force. And now, I will call you one by one and I will give you a picture. This time, you are going to put where it belongs. And if you think that the picture that you receive is not an example of gravity or friction force, then you have to provide your own example. And also, this side will be the gravity and this side will be the friction. Is that clear? Very good. Are you ready? Okay, so let's start now. Okay, so the first one will be Aramina. Class, is it correct? Okay, that's right. Very good, Aramina. And who's next? So it will be Tina. Class, what do you think? Okay, very good. And now we will have Lay. Is it correct, class? Yes, very good, Lay. And the next one will be Kate. Okay, very good, Kate. You're correct. And the next is Shin. Class, what do you think? Is that correct? Yes, very good, Shin. And now we will have Hara. Okay, very good, Hara. And the last one is Sheila. And now, class, we will have the last one. Okay, class, who wants to volunteer? Raise your hands. Okay, Aramina. Very good, Aramina. That's correct. Since all of you got the correct answers, I will give you 10 points each. Congratulations, everyone. Good job.
Again, what is gravity? Okay? That's correct. Can you give me one example of gravity? Very good. Okay, Aramina. Why do you think a falling leaf is an example of gravity? Very good. How about fraction? Please, Sheila. That's correct. Can you give me one example? Okay, you may now take your seat. Class, the skating is the correct example of fraction? Very good. And how does gravity and fraction affect the movement of an object? Yes, Tina. Very good.
Okay, class, since we are done to our discussion, you will have a role play today about an advertisement of road safety. But first, I will divide you into two groups. The left side will be the first group and the right side will be the second group. Understand? Okay, so now I will give you 8 minutes to prepare that one and 5 minutes to perform. Class, let me start now. first. Are you ready, Group 1? Okay, very good. Start now. very well. And now, let's proceed to the group 2. Are you ready, group 2? Okay, you can now perform. Congratulations, everyone! I see that you're all learning. Good job! Okay, everyone, please listen. For your assignment, take a picture in the surroundings that shows the gravity and friction force and paste it in a long bond paper. Okay? Good job everyone! That's all for today.